everybody. Today I'm just going to go over your windows and winter coverings assignment. This should be a pretty quick one for you. You're just going to look through the notes and complete your assignment. So if you're looking at the notes, they're linked in the folder for the week. It's just talking about types of windows and giving you kind of some preview on what that looks like a double hung. Slide the bottom one, usually just the bottom one, but sometimes upper and lower, up and down. So casement, which is like a crank, and then you open it that way. We have sliding casement windows that go this way. Bay windows, you end up with like a little seat almost, usually with that, it bumps out. Picture windows. The picture window is in the middle, and then there's like double hung windows on either side. If you're wondering about that. Awning window is one that you just like push out, usually it's from behind. Looking at bowed windows, some are curved corner windows, kind of obvious in a corner. Clerestory windows are just a small strip up high. Jalousies are ones that like you turn and then they just open, but there's multiple of them, like that. We also have arched. It's kind of clear. We have fanlight. A fanlight window is like just a half circle above a door, is what that means. Wall windows, so just like the whole thing, entirely just made of windows. Some of them you can have like open too, like a wall of windows that you can kind of open. Transom window is just a window above the door that's not like the half circle, so usually it's a rectangle. Dormer windows are ones that actually stick out through the roof, and so there's more structure to it than just the window that has to be put on there. You can kind of see it's a good spot for like a little window seat and adds a little extra room to the room. French doors are just doors that open usually outward to the outside, and they usually have windows in them. Skylights, kind of ones in the ceiling. Rose windows, a circular window, stained glass. And then looking at just 4 factors to consider when selecting window treatments: privacy, the light you want, the temperature control, and then the decor. And then we go into the window treatments, and this is just what is it, defining it, and then a bunch of different options. So we have curtains, but even within curtains we have tons of options. So do I want sheer curtains like this that are pretty, like let the light in? Tailored curtains that are just tailored to the right size, usually like a little rod pocket in there. Those are the most common usually. Sash curtains, not slash, but they're ones that go just on the window portion itself, and they're usually tied in the middle. We have cafe curtains. Cafe curtains is like a little valance on top, usually is with them, but then it's just giving privacy on the bottom part. And then tie back curtains, it's just your regular tailored curtains, and then you just tie them back. Draperies are a little different. They're usually made of heavier fabrics and curtains, usually lined, and they give more of a formal look to them. But it can be hard to tell the difference. Other ones is swag, is just softly pleated fabric. Talking about it's swagged over the top of the window. This one has the curtains below also. And then a scarf is just soft fabric that's gracefully draped over like the curtain rod, and there's actually no sewing involved in that. So it can be an easy, quick way to add some interest. Other materials for curtains and some coverings will have rods, so you need usually a rod to hang your curtains. And then there's different types of curtain rods. I'm showing different like finials. These are all finials. They're the little ends of the curtain. And then there's different ways to attach the curtains. So there's like back panel tabs on some. There's like top tab panels. There's grommets that they can go through the grommet, and then you see it more from the front too. Tailored panels, pinch pleat panels are all different types. You can have clips and hang them that way, and that's usually used with pinch pleat panels. And a lot of times you can do a pinch pleat panel with these other type, like not the grommet, but or the top tab, but the other two you could choose to hang them from little clips if you want. Other things is a valance. It's just your short piece of decorative fabric over the top. A cornice is the same, but it's actually made of wood and then padded and then covered in fabric. You can even do just wood ones now too. They do shutters. Shutters are actually kind of like not in the window, but they're like built as part of the window frame, and you can close them that way. We also have shades, so like Roman shades that then you like pull on a string and then they like pleat up. We have roller shades, similar, but they are on a spring rod, and then you pull the bottom, pull it out, and then they go up, and then you put it back in. So those can be good options as well. Other shades, balloon shade is just they like pinch up more in like a semicircle your pattern. Pleated shades, these can be fabric or paper shade with like an accordion design. And you just use a, what do you call it? A little cord to cinch those up. And then we have blinds. We have Venetian blinds, are usually considered horizontal slats made out of tilted razor load material. They can be made of metal, wood, or plastic. This is showing like the simple plastic ones, but they can be a little more high-end with wood in particular. Vertical blinds are the ones usually that people put on patio doors, but they can be the same and usually extend to the floor. Some alternative, these are not as common, but frosted glass, you can see that's like common in the interiors. It can be common in bathrooms, some too, where you want privacy, but you want the light coming in. Stained glass, I like to show this picture because it doesn't have to be like more traditional stained glass. It can look different like that. And then window films. So like the one on the left is showing the window film and how it looks from the outside. It's like reflecting back at you. You can't see in. But then on the right-hand side picture, it's showing what it looks like on the left-hand side. That's with the window film. You can still see well out there, but it's going to protect the light and your furniture from not getting too, exposed. And you can still have privacy, especially since if it's reflective on the outside. It depends on the tint you use. Like some tints you might not give privacy. You have to select one that does. And you can see on the right-hand side of the same picture, that's without the tint, and how it's letting so much more in. Okay, so that's just a quick rundown of the notes. And then looking at your assignment, I just want you to choose window treatments based on the information that you think that would be good. So on here, you're going to analyze the pictures of the rooms and the room needs. So you're figuring out what's the function that I need to accomplish. Then choose what you think is the best window treatment option and explain your reasoning. And these are small, so it just says larger pictures at the end of this assignment. If you want to just see the same pictures blown up and the description of their needs, they're just here. You don't do anything with them. They're just there for you to look at them bigger if you like. Okay, so if I'm looking at this window, like you're going to identify what the window is. So I'm looking at the picture with that. So this one I'm looking, this to me, and I'll help you out with this. This is the bay window, okay, based on I'm looking at the picture, okay, and then I'm like my clients basically are giving me some needs. So they want living room it's a living room for sitting and visiting with friends as well as reading and relaxing. Okay, so to me, they're not like asking for privacy, but they're also going to read and relax. So I don't probably want to block all the light, right? But I want a little bit of privacy. Okay, so name of window treatment that I'd select, I'd go back to my notes and go, okay, I want something, maybe gives a little privacy, but I can still see well. Oops, I got to get back to my things here. So one of my options, I could say, oh, a sheer curtain. That would look kind of nice in this. So maybe that would be okay. Maybe I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Maybe those sheer curtains would be like in my way if I'm trying to sit though on that bench. So maybe I could rethink that. Okay. So then maybe I'm like, oh, maybe sash curtains would work. And I could put sash curtains in there. But maybe I want to be able to open them up and get more light in as an option. Okay, so this is where you're making those decisions about what is kind of my best bet. You know, maybe I don't need a whole lot of privacy and I can just do a nice scarf window. You are going to tell me what you think, okay? And then you're going to find, excuse me. But anyway, so I don't want to, like, if I'm going to sit and visit with friends, though, like on either here or in a different seating spot, I probably want to make sure there isn't direct light coming in. So I'm wanting to have something there. Okay. So keeping that in mind, am I going to be able to have something over the fan lights? Probably not. Unless I did like window tint, so you can do some really custom stuff. But say, I don't know, if there's not necessarily one total right answer either, so just kind of keep that in mind. Maybe I could do shutters that I just close and open, but that can darken the space. So maybe here I'm going to pick, again, there's more than one option. So I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with like a Roman shade maybe, or maybe a roller shade. Maybe I can do a light roller shade like that, right? So if that's what I pick, I would put it on here and I would go roller shade. And then I'm going to find a nice light one. So maybe I'll do a search for white roller shade. Okay, and then I'm just going to do images. We're not actually having to shop. Okay, and I like the one that's showing the light coming through. Look at this one. That one looks nice. I can see the light coming through still, but it's going to avoid the glare. Like if the sun's shining through, it's not going to like get totally in everybody's eyes, which is what I'm really looking for. So here I could take and paste, and then I would put that. I would put still lets light in, stops glare, offers some privacy. Okay, so that can be my rationale. And then I'm done with that one. Okay, so then you're going to do the same thing. And then you're going to start with, you're going to tell me what type of window is this. Reminder, I know they're little, so you can scroll down and look at it bigger so you can tell like what type of window it is a little bit better. So go back, you're going to compare, and go back and look at the window pictures to identify which one it is. And then you do it like we just did. Okay? And then you just do that for each window, and then you're done. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions. Reach out via email or phone. Have a great day.